Aditya. Well, but of course, talk to us about this particular area, the Luni district, Sialkot. This is just opposite Akhnur. Sialkot, of course, has been one of the targets for the first mission undertaken under Operation Sindoor. So we know for a fact that this is the area where terrorists have been harbored inside POK. So tell us about Sialkot as a sector and how it has been vital to terror installations.
Well, for years together, Jaish-e-Mohammed in particular has taken this route of Sialkot and, entered through Akhnur or the Samba sector. They often made tunnels, under these international borders where the wiring has been. And through these tunnels, they enter the territory and then go on, along with the overground workers, to commit terror crimes in Jammu and Kashmir. That has been the pattern, really. But over the last few years, the backbone of Jaish-e-Mohammed has been broken in Jammu and Kashmir, especially after the Pulwama terror attack in 2019. And this time around, also after the Pahalgam terror attack, a lot of OGWs of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba have been picked up. A lot of, efforts have been made to flush out terrorists completely. And in that direction, there was intelligence received by the BSF through a sister agency that terrorists might be attempting to intrude into India to commit a terror crime under the shadow of the drone attack and also firing by the Pakistan Rangers. And on that input, massive cover was launched in that area. Massive operations were launched. And finally, we had a situation where terrorists were killed in Samba, but this time around the launch pad in Luni has been completely destroyed and wiped off. And we have also a situation where posts of Pakistani Rangers and their assets have been destroyed, forcing the Pakistani Rangers to flee from that area of Sialkot-Akhnur international border.
Very busy because your phone would be continuously ringing and you are a vital source of providing us all the credible information that we are bringing here on News 9. But I want to understand from you this multi-pronged warfare that Pakistan has initiated. At one level, there are drones flying, and at another level, there is active engagement, between the forces. And at a third front, there are these little terrorist outfits which are also being propped up to inflict pain on India. What does this tell us about Pakistan? Nothing new that we don't know about Pakistan, but even at a time when there is serious confrontation between the forces, it doesn't stop its ploy to get terrorists to inflict harm to India.
That's right. Pakistan, in its DNA, has its jihadist ideology, and that too against India. I mean, Pakistan Army, in its recruitment, in its studies, in its entire biology, is against India. And that's their foreign policy, that's their constitution completely. So they're not going to change in any way. We have heard reports now that Marco Rubio, the National Security Advisor of United States, has spoken to Asim Munir. That's a good thing to do in a way because, when you want things to be done in Pakistan, you have to speak with Asim Munir, you have to speak with the Pakistan Army Chief and not the civilian government. Civilian government doesn't have much in their hands. They are mere, bodies there. But of course, the main center is the Pakistan Army Chief. So we still do not know what is the end result of that conversation between Asim Munir and Marco Rubio. But there is considerable pressure from US, Saudi and UAE on Pakistan to not instigate things further, not escalate further, and try to, restore order and let diplomacy play out and have perhaps a back-channel dialogue.
Right, Aditya Rajkal there sharing all these inputs and opinions with us right here on News 9. Like we've been telling you, it is our endeavor to verify every piece of news before we let it flash on our screens and before we talk about them. That is the endeavor. But given the information war which is on across social media and the confusion that it creates even in the most credible sources, is something that may inadvertently pop on our screens. We will, of course, apologize for every time that any information that we've put out doesn't happen to be true. But moving forward now, we were talking to Air Marshal Rana some time back about this changing nature of warfare and drones. And at some level, Air Marshal Rana, you were mentioning to this, and in fact, I'm also hearing from other sources that perhaps the endeavor of the drone strikes coming towards India seems to be at one level to pinpoint, identify where we are thwarting those, where we are launching our counter strikes from to prevent those targets from hitting India. And at another level, it could also be a case for us to just continuously keep expending all our ammunition and tire our weaponry and our manpower out, sir.
Very, very true. I mean, it is. I said that in the very first day when all this, swarm drones had started coming. That in my assessment, this is actually the probing missions, and these are not the serious thing to come. In fact, the only serious effort that I see ever since is the ballistic missile launch that has happened supposedly yesterday night. But all these are primarily meant to probe and see what are the kind of preparedness of your air defense systems are, what is the kind of disposition that you have. So the drone has become a very, very important tool of gathering information, even at a tactical level and even at operational level and at a strategic level. So these could very well be to tire you out. This could very well be the probing of your air defense alertness. And also, this could also be to just drag it on. So the objective could be any. And so we have to be very careful. And that is why I said that the role of air defense system is much more complex than just to counter this.
Absolutely right.
It is not only to counter, but counter by the appropriate weapon is the one which we must do and which we have done so far. Like if you are employing L-70 for all these drones and other countermeasures which are, fit in the cost dynamics, it is perfectly fine.